I'm really not sorry. It's been one of those days. Getting enough protein really can feel impossible, especially when you're taking care of a bunch of kids all day. But today I'm going to show you how I get consistently around 120 to 130 grams of protein without spending hours in the kitchen. Hey there, I'm Ashley Harvey. I'm a wife, homeschooling mom of four, and someone who's really passionate about helping moms build strong bodies that support the life God has called them to. So today I'm sharing exactly how I eat enough protein in a realistic day with four kids. By the end of this video, you'll have simple, realistic ideas just to help you increase your protein intake without making complicated recipes or spending all day meal prepping. I have three main points for this video, and the first one is protein matters. Why? Well, it supports muscle, helps recovery, keeps us satiated and fuller longer. This is really important, especially during postpartum and for active moms like you and me. If we're going to be active, and we want to build muscle. And if you're anything like me and you care even just a little bit about aesthetics, we have to eat enough food and we need to prioritize protein. I really enjoy finding creative ways to get enough protein in the day because sometimes I get sick of eating the same thing again and again. So in this video, I'm going to just show clips of ideas things I do for breakfast, things I do for lunch, and things I do for dinner, including snacks. And although this isn't protein, you can see that I am kind of like an 80-20 rule where 80%, 90% of the time, it's clean, it's whole foods, but I do have things that I really enjoy. Some have calories, some obviously don't. But at the end of the day, if it helps your recovery, keeps you fuller longer, and supports muscle, we need to be eating it. We need to be having it. And also leaving a little margin for some fun things. The second key point that I want to share with you is to build every meal and snack when you're trying to get enough protein, build it around protein. I used to start with carbs. Sometimes I still reach for it. It's just what my body loves. And I have to, carbs are just special to me. I love them. I make my own sourdough bread. I make a bunch of other baked goods and I reach for them. And it's just like innate in me. It's just how God made me. But I do want to eat enough protein. It's for the reasons I mentioned in the first point, that it does a lot for our bodies and fuels us and makes us fuller longer. So the goal here for the second point is to build every meal and snack around protein. Don't start with carbs or grab those first. Start with things like eggs, Greek yogurt, cottage cheese, chicken, beef, and even protein shakes. That way, and I think I should add in there tuna, like fish, because I do a lot of different lunches with my favorite tuna, which I'll show you in this video. And I think that it's really important to just keep that at the forefront of your mind. What protein am I going to eat? How much am I trying to get? And if I could recommend anything as a mom of four who is super active, and maybe this is like your first go at trying to get enough, aim for 100 grams to start and just start there. It's really difficult when you're new to it and when you don't think about it. You tend to eat the scraps from the kids, or you just tend to skip food altogether because you don't feel hungry because you haven't eaten in a couple of days. And it just kind of adds up. And so a lot of times I hear, well, I'm just not hungry. Well, you haven't been fueling your body properly. And so your body's not used to being hungry. And it's fine with very bare bones and bare minimal amount of food. So if you can stick to and start with those few things for every meal and every snack, and I will show, just not in any particular order, just snacks that I eat and meals that I make. So after you build your meal around protein and your snack, then you can add everything else. If you're new to doing this, start tracking your protein and you will see how much or how little you actually eat. And then you can add in your carbs or you can add in your fats. What I like to do is track my protein really no matter what. So I want to make sure I'm getting enough. Then if I really have the, I guess, energy to check my fat, that one's a tricky one for me. And I can get into that on another video. But when I have a higher fat intake, I have higher fat aesthetically. And I'm not saying like, keto's bad, or we all have fat on your body is good. Fat is good for our brains, especially for little kids. It's good. But I know I like to keep my fat under a particular amount. And I do think that it works really well for me. And then when it comes to carbs, it's kind of like after I hit my protein and monitor my fat intake, I kind of just carbs or whatever. And I really can't eat that many carbs because I'm full from all the protein and from really being careful with my fat. So the third point that I want to make is that it doesn't have to be perfect. You don't have to track everything. If you're going to do something, definitely track your protein. But the goal isn't exactly 120 grams every day, anyways. My goal is just consistently eating enough protein over time. And if I can get more on some days, great. And then some days I might be closer to 100 grams, but I ultimately want to hit 120 and 130 grams every day. And I try to make that happen. If you're a busy mom and you have a lot going on, and maybe you just really need a little bit of guidance, let me help you. You don't have to overhaul your diet overnight. Just start by adding a little more protein to each meal, and those small amounts will add up. And I'm telling you, once you start adding 2 to 4 to 6 ounces of protein per meal, you're not going to be hungry for the less than healthier items that we are okay to indulge in every once in a while. I hope this video encouraged you. I hope the things that I showed here really give you some ideas on how I make 120-ish protein grams possible every day. I'll see you in the next one.